When building a CLI, there are a lot of things to consider. First, you need to consider things like making sure there are no external dependencies that a user has to install. You want to make sure that error messages are clear and easy to read and easy to go and find some sort of documentation if it does happen. You also want those commands to be easy discoverable and really easy to interact with. But building all of that can be quite complex. But using something like clack, which allows you to already use languages you know, such as JavaScript and TypeScript, to build beautiful CLIs. So clack itself is two different packages. There is @clack/core and then @clack/prompts. Now the core is just unstyled, gives you the primitives to build a CLI, and then the prompts is a beautiful CLI, basically gives you a bunch of, in air quotes, component style, where you can just call these imports and use them throughout your project. This is created by Nate, who is also part of the Astro Core team. And we're going to be looking at the prompts more than we're going to be looking at core, because prompts is built on core. So first, let's actually look at how a demo kind of works, and we can talk about how easy it is to build these based upon the project that you're using. So when you're using clack prompts, you can do things like this. So here's create my app. I'm just going to give myself a name, and then it's going to ask, do you want to continue? And you get the Boolean style yes or no. You can hit enter, and then you can pick the type of project that you'd want. So you can hit whichever one and hit enter. And then you can get a spinner functionality that allows you to say, hey, by the way, we're installing these packages, or whatever you need to do to actually complete the task that's required. And then once it's done, it'll exit out. And the way this works is, of course, either using TypeScript or JavaScript to build a function around something, and then you can use that however you wish. So as you can see here, we're importing a bunch of different things. There is intro, outro, confirm, select, spinner, is canceled, cancel, and text. And then from that, they're using promises just to pretend like something is actually happening. But the main section are these things here. So as you can see here, the await text is essentially a way of asking for someone to input some sort of text. So in this example, they're using what's your name? The placeholder would be anonymous, and then whatever the user hits is what is there. Then if you cancel, it will return the process exit, and you can do this for any part of your project so that you can stop your CLI from running. Here is a confirm, which is that Boolean yes or no that you got to see here. Then you get this multi-select message here, so you can have them do a select, and there is a multi-select option as well. Then you have spinner, which allows you to essentially say, hey, I need to show some sort of loading on the screen, so it will do a spin. And then finally, this outro is the last thing that a user will see, and then it will close the project. Now, while this might not sound very impressive if you're just thinking about what it is, there's a bit more involved here, and that is that this is 80% smaller than any other option out there for building your CLIs right now. It is obviously with a minimum UI. It comes with a really dead simple API, which is what I keep talking about. You don't want to be thinking about how do I create this? All you want to be able to do is put your business logic into those questions or into those responses and then build out from there. It comes with all these pre-built things, as I said, text, confirm, select, multi-select, which allows you to select multiple options, and the spinner component. Essentially, every single project has to have three things. One is the intro that allows you to essentially say, hey, welcome, blah, 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 blah. And the outro is when everything is done. And those two things will both start the session and end the session itself. And of course, this is just a guard is canceled that you saw that allows them to cancel the operation. Now, the final thing is obviously multi-select. You did not get to see that during our piece here. So we can actually turn this from a select to a multi-select and then hit save and then rerun this project. Now what we get is a way to essentially show that you can select multiples, and it's just space. So it's the same thing that you would do with anything else. You can space, you can select the ones that you need to, and then hit enter. And then that will proceed on, and you'll get those multi-selects as part of your project. Now that's a quick intro into Clack. I've been using it at Unki to build out our CLI project, which is essentially a way for you to bootstrap our entire project so that you can contribute to our application. If you did enjoy this very short video, make sure you leave it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel as we dig out more tutorials throughout the year, and I'll see you in the next one.